Striker Studios in Oklahoma City. This is an OU update with Jason Kersey. I'm Jenny Carlson. Jason, spring game now behind the Sooners, 43,000, huge crowd there that got to see a lot of football on Saturday. Some faces that those fans got to see. Let's talk about that. Let's start with Baker Mayfield. He's a guy that is not going to play next year, but I think a lot of people were buzzing about him. Talk about his day.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was a perfect 9 for 9. He outshined all the other quarterbacks, including the Sugar Bowl MVP. So it was kind of interesting to see. You know, this is a guy who walked on. OU coaches apparently didn't even know he was coming. He just sort of showed up. But you know, he looked really good. It's really too bad for him that he's not going to be eligible next year. Now, despite that, I think that it's pretty obvious Trevor Knight would be the quarterback anyway. There's no way Baker Mayfield was going to come in and unseat him. But it was still an interesting performance, and yeah, it had a lot of people buzzing.
Well, and I think people would safely be saying he's probably the backup quarterback if he's eligible next year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, another face that was, I think, one of the faces of the day was a guy that didn't even suit up, but he was there. He was wearing some cool shades. That was Joe Mixon, the running back who's soon to come in for the Sooners. I don't know if people were buzzing about him, but there was not a lot of buzz about the running backs. What's the situation right now with the starting backfield?
Well, Joe Mixon was maybe the most popular guy in the whole stadium. When I went down to talk to him, he was, I was between autographs and pictures. I mean, he was just, Mr. Popular down there. So I think people are really, really excited about him, and I think they're probably even more excited about him after the way the running backs played on Saturday. Keith Ford and Alex Ross, the two guys atop the depth chart, really didn't do that much. Now you have to sort of give them a break considering they had 3 starting offensive linemen out. There were, Sterling Shepard was out, Blake Bell was. There was a lot of guys out. But still, I think when you watch that performance and then you see Joe Mixon down there, it sort of makes you think, oh, can't wait till he gets here.
Well, we'll have to wait until he gets on campus to get a better feel of where he fits into this whole thing. But a guy that is for sure going to be on the starting lineup when the fall comes is Eric Striker, a guy that you talk about Sugar Bowl starring. He starred as well, and he had some moments on Saturday that were kind of fun.
Oh yeah, he took a bow after a sack.
Yeah.
He's something else. He's a lot of fun to talk to because he's so confident, but he backs it up. He has every right to be that way because he backs it. He came into the post-game interviews wearing a shirt that said it ain't bragging if it's true, and that's right. So he's going to be a lot of fun to cover the next 2 years.
You wrote a little bit about him. Let's talk about him just for another second here. The fact that there's a lot of talk about dropping him back into coverage and having him more of a maybe Roy Williams-esque hybrid sort of role, but then you see him get to Trevor Knight like he did on those 2 plays to start the second half, and you think, why would these coaches have him do anything other than rush the quarterback? Is he actually going to drop back in coverage?
Maybe some, but I think once they have Julian Wilson back, that'll take a lot of that away. I mean, I think this is sort of a spring experiment type of thing. I do think there's a chance he plays that role some, but I think that that might be just to disguise where he's coming from a lot of times. He's going to rush the quarterback, and he's going to do it a lot, and he should.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Jason. Sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.